Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Challenge Day. And welcome to my home. This is Charlotte. This is technically Sunday morning. It's pretty early here. Hubby's outside doing something with Sky, and I thought if we're going to have a video tomorrow, we need to do it now because this is a busy day. And Allie comes home on Tuesday, and we're celebrating on Wednesday. And so, yeah, I snuck in here because this is the make we're going to do. This has sold. It needs to go in the mail. So, yeah, I wanted to be able to show it to you. For those of you that maybe did not see this reveal, I have got a question to pose to you when we get to it. So this is a tissue tag book, cute as can be, made with Christina, my niece's gnomes. We're not doing gnomes in this one because we did gnomes, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the tissue rolls. I started collecting the tissue rolls last year, and I found them when we redid our bathroom and had to put things in a linen closet. I have a huge box of these tissue rolls, and I thought, oh, Charlotte, come on, either recycle them or get rid of them. So there's a couple projects I want to do with these, and this is the first. Some of you may not keep tissue rolls. You don't want to deal with tissue rolls, so you can make the measurements whatever you want. Take a piece of file folder, a piece of cardstock, and make yourself a pocket, because that's all this is a pocket. Open on both ends. Do not seal the bottom. I have run these through my Big Shot to flatten them. You can use a rolling pin. You can use something really heavy. Brenda Clark had mentioned that she mists them and puts them under something heavy. I have done that in the past as well. I want to give you a little warning. These, we have to go through and make sure that we trim and that we glue, because these are going to hold tags, and you don't want something like this getting in your way. So we are going to use 5 of them, but I have one that is very flat. If you look at this, that's so flat. So know what you're going to do with it. I want to put some 3D elements on the tags, and this is going to cause me issues right here. So if you have an idea, it's just a hint, if you have an idea what you're going to do with your roll, then you'll know. I mean, you can either make it exceptionally flat or not so flat. And I prefer mine to not be so flat. So if you end up with something flat, you can always kind of stretch it out. You do run the risk of this happening where you're going to have to go in and glue, but just have an idea of what you want to do. I actually do like this one now more than this one, so we're going to put that one aside. Okay, so we've got some prep work on these to do, and then I have to pose a question to you, and we will get to that. So we do want ink. I do want ink on these. And I think I am going to be using, I was wondering if I wanted to use red. I don't think I'm going to be that bold. No, I don't think so. Because if you mess that up, you're in big trouble. But we do need the glue because we've got to trim. We've got to figure out what pieces may need a little help. And I think this one right here, we're just going to put a little glue here and make sure that this is okay and ready to go. You can see it doesn't take any time at all. But then see this? See that little bit right there? Yeah, you want to get rid of that. You want it as clean as possible. This, I think, is going to be the top. So I'm just going to put an arrow that way. You don't have to do that, but it keeps me from having to spend time checking it later. This one, I think, is probably pretty good. But a little glue there is not gonna hurt. Did I get glue there? Did it come out? Hopefully. And it isn't really gonna matter which way this goes. This one you can see needs trimming. So yeah, you just have a little bit of cleanup work that you need to do so that you don't have issues with your rolls later. Like this one here, you can see, look at that. See that? We don't want that. So it's worth the few minutes you're going to spend working out these little details. Then we're going to ink. This one's good. We're going to ink. And then I'm going to show you, we are going to be doing the hinges very similar to how we did the, what did we do where we used those hinges? I can't even read, oh, the file folder book. So we are going to tap into that. So let's ink these and then we will do the hinge. I will explain the hinge, and that's where an option, that's where I'm going to need your help, because I'm going to tell you a little story about this and how I ended up with that cover. So I hope everybody's doing well. And if you're going to wrap your holder, your little pocket here, in paper, or maybe you want a collage page, this would be really cute to get out your napkins and do your collaging on. You may not have to do this because you could just wrap it. And thinking about using napkins and collaging on this is just giving me another idea. That would have been cute. Maybe we would have done that had I thought about that sooner, but I didn't, so we're not. But that is definitely an option, so keep that in mind. Speaking of napkins, we need to do way more napkins. So this is going to go pretty quick, and you can always come back later and do it, but I just find it's easier when we go to put our papers on, because we're going to put a piece of card on the front, and if you wanted to, you could use coffee tea dyed paper or paper that you could write on the back of these. That would be super cute too. That's an idea. I tend to want a busy card on the front, knowing that I'm going to decorate it, and then maybe a lighter or more plain card on the back so that you have an option to either decorate the back or use the back for photo or recipe or for journaling. I like to give as much journal space as possible. And that's a really, really cute way to do it. So we've done this. We're done with our vintage photo. And what I'm going to do with my gold is I'm not going to use the dauber. I'm going to take the pad itself. I did this yesterday on something, and see that? See how pretty that is? Look at that. Can you see that sheen? It works really nice. So I'm just going to be quick about it, and we're just going to go around the edges like we did the vintage photo and call this a day. So I can see right here, I've got a piece that's up. You don't want that. Try to keep it as neat and clean as you can, because in the end, it's worth it. I'm hoping everybody has a fantastic holiday. So, the next step, I took a piece of card and I cut a strip. These rolls, my guess, are from Costco, but I couldn't tell you the brand because, like I said, I've had these for at least a year, planning to do something with them, so I have no clue, but they measure, I believe, 2 3/4 wide. Let's just make sure. And you want to make sure that they're all the same size. That's really important, because when you're doing your little holder, your base, you need them to be the same size, right? Okay, so these are 2.5 by 4.5. And I put them all together and they were all the same. So why was I thinking they were 2 3/4? They are 2.5 by, what did I say, 4.5? So make sure that all your rolls are the same size. Okay, the binding system. That is the word, Charlotte. The binding system. So I grabbed a piece of card like this. And on this one, I scored it every inch. It just was easier. But when you score it every inch, your tag is going to not go all the way down. So if that bothers you, and I liked it because every tag was a Tim Holtz and every tag was different and you were able to see the top. And so I really, really like that. If you don't, you can score at 1/2 inch, as long as you have, because this is going to go inside of here this way. This is your hinges. This is what is going to keep our book together. I didn't put an arrow on that, but it doesn't matter. Like that. See? And so on and so on. The next one will go there. The next one will go there, there, and there. So we have 5. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I don't have a back. So if I were to use this hinge, now I'm going to have the same problem because they're the same length. I'm going to have to adhere another piece of card here that's going to give me a flap that flips up. This is where I was going to ask for your help. So what happened with that one is I had intended the cover to be attached to here, just like we did the file folder, and fold over. What happened is I got so much glue on the bottom and didn't notice that this flap actually tore away. And so I ended up like with no flap at all. Let me show you what I mean. I actually like this cover, but I ended up with no flap here. See that? And so I took the flap off the back. I really enjoy this process right here. It doesn't bother me the way that this turned out. But then I had this and had to figure, okay, how am I going to attach a cover? So I want you in the comments, please, because this is a challenge. This is something you're going to be creating. We created this with the flap in the file folder challenge. So you have done this already. Do you want to repeat that and keep this flap? Or would you like to take this flap off and create this cover? What I did is I took 2 pieces of chipboard, decorated them, put them together with a piece of cardstock, and then put the ribbon around. Now, I could have attached the ribbon to the back. I didn't, because if you want to add more to this, I want you to have that give that you're going to need. But if I undid the ribbon, obviously this is going to open up flat. This would lay completely flat. I like it like this. I can just take this and in and out. It comes right out. It comes right in. And it's not an issue at all. There you go. Not an issue. And it should stand up on its own, just like that. Can you see that? I mean, I know you can't see the front, but sitting on a desk, on a shelf, I mean, this is just as cute as it can be. But I need for you to let me know what you would prefer. Do you want to make one like the file folder where we attach the cover, or do you want one like this one where we take this off? So I'm going to go ahead, let me know about that in the comments, and let's create one of these just in case you're new and you have never done this. You're going to need a scoreboard. This measures, I made sure that it would go up inside of the rolls, and this measures 2.5. 2.5? It does measure 2.5, and it measures, I think, 11. Yeah, by 11. So you want to make sure that it will go up inside. You don't want it to be too small. Now this on this one fits really snug. It will go. It's better at that end. Okay, so yeah, that was the top. So the arrows mean nothing when it comes to this. All right, so you're going to grab your scoreboard then. And we are going to score at every inch. You can score at every half inch if you want. That you can score however you want these to be, but you can see an inch up inside of this roll like that. Your tag is going to stop here. So if you don't want that look, maybe a half an inch would be better. I don't think I'd do less than half an inch. I don't think I'd feel comfortable with it staying together at half an inch. You can try. If you want to go 1/4 of an inch, try it and see how that works for you. I'm going to go another inch. So I'm going to score at 1, just all the way, however far this takes me. I think it'll go to 10. So we're at 1, we're at 2, at 3, and then you're going to accordion fold this, making sure if you want your cover to be part of this fold, making sure your first fold is pointed up, because you want to be able to open it. And if it's pointed down, you won't be able to open your cover. So 7, 8, 9, and 10. You want to make sure that you apply some pressure, but not enough pressure to go through and tear. Okay, you're done with your scoreboard. Your first fold is going to go up, and that is because your first roll will go here. So if this is going to be your cover, you obviously want to be able to open your cover that way. If you go this way, you'll see, I mean, that it doesn't even make sense. So you're going to fold this up and give it a good crease and try to keep it as straight as you can, because if you go off, the whole thing will be wonky, and it's going to be accordion. So if you fold over, then you're going to fold under like that, and then over. So when you were a child, did you take paper and make fans? You're going to do the same thing. So over and under. And eventually, and I'll do this off camera, I will ink this. I'll ink it because if you can see it at the bottom. See that? You cannot see the sides, but you can see the bottom. And you can see when you open it up, and I'll show you in just a second what I mean by that. But try to keep this as straight as you can. And you can see it only takes a minute to do this. It's not a big deal. And on the end, the last one, if you want your cover, then obviously on the end, you need one that goes up for the back. So what you would do if you want a cover like that, because obviously I don't have one, I've got 5 rolls. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have nothing for a back cover. You would simply take another piece, do the same thing, glue them together like that, and you would cut this off because here would be your back cover. Hopefully that makes sense. So here we go. Now I have seen some creators, they will go through here. What I am going to do is I am going to glue these together so I've got 5. Just like that, so they're not flapping all around. I don't want it to open up like an accordion. I want it to be just like, I'll put a couple on here so you can see what I mean. There's no reason to have them open. I am going to, and you probably don't have to glue it because these are going to be like this anyway, so you probably don't have to glue it, but then you've got this here. I don't want that, so I will be gluing these together. If that makes any sense. I am going to wait and hear what you have to say in the comments if we're going to cut, if we're going to keep this or we're going to cut this off. I'm going to let you decide. So once you've got that, now we're going to decorate. So here is number 1. I think I'm going to make that the back just because this is, well, maybe not, because if I do any embellishing, I can probably cover that up. So paper, that is what comes next. And what do I want on the cover? I have paper here from, I have no idea. Let's see. Holiday Floral, a vintage Christmas. Cartabella is what I am working with, is Cartabella. I decided to do something different from the gnomes, even though I think the gnomes are adorable. I have this Cartabella paper and just thought, let's use it. It's super, super cute. And I think I was thinking I'd like this to be the cover, but then I thought, ooh, if I want to embellish it though, or not the cover, but the first page, if I embellish it though, is that going to be too much? Maybe not. And then I would use the back because it's plain for the actual back. So let's do that. Let's use this. So grab a pencil, we have to cut. Obviously, I don't want it going end to end. You could take it all the way. If you didn't want to do any of the inking, you could take this all the way, wrap it all the way around, and have that piece. If you didn't want to do tissue, could take this and figure your measurements out and create a pocket just from your paper. So that's an option too, guys. It doesn't have to be toilet rolls, or I should say tissue rolls. It just sounds better, doesn't it? So I think I'm going to cut right there, and then I want it to be a little bit less. And if I do that, then I'm not going to see it. So let's cut this strip. Hopefully I'm going to be able to see my marks. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut this off first because this cutter does not like that. And Cartabella does not give you a double side, so we're not keeping that strip. There we are. Let me put this at the bottom so I can see where I'm at. Okay, 2.5 I know I don't want because my roll is 2.5. So I'm gonna come in 1/8. Probably could have done that to begin with and not had to worry about putting my marks, but let's just check it out. See, that's still not right. What was I doing? Because that didn't even hit my mark. That's weird. Okay. Can keep that. I have enough scraps. Yeah, see, to me, I love that look right there. And I like to see the sides. So I see my mark here. So we've got, it's a little bit still, that's a little bit long for me. So let's cut off. That might be a little bit too much. Let's go, let's see, 4 1/4. Yep. So we cut this at just 1/8 shy of 2.5 and 4 1/4. So let's do this one because we're going to use this for the back. So 4 1/4, and hopefully this will work out. And then we've got a scrap. Yeah, so this will be perfect for the back. Okay, we're going to put this one together, and then I am going to let you go because this is what we are going to do until next week. You can round your corners on here if you like. I will get all 5 of these together, and then next week we should decorate this. And I'm going to have to look at what we did because I need to pack that sweet one up. Thank you very much. And I hope that you love her. So I think too, I will do the gold. Can you see that? Yeah, that little bit of sheen. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It just gives you a little bit of a holiday glow. Let's see it on this green. Look at that. See what I mean? So worth it. Yep. So get your supplies, get your little cards ready, and be ready to decorate next week. And let's see, we want it this way. I think it probably goes this way. I am going to put one side on and stick it under the mat so it gets completely flattened out because the toilet paper roll is not completely flat. It's not completely even. And so I am going to put this on a surface where it will have time to flatten out. So guys, I'm going to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for being here. I would appreciate a thumbs up. And take care of yourselves. I hope that you will enjoy this make. It's really fun. You can do this anytime during the year. It would be super cute for Mother's Day. You could put little gift cards in those pockets with those tags and have every member of the family give a special message It would be good throughout the year for any reason at all. And I do have a video coming Wednesday. We're doing a grabby haul. Don't think I'm going to have a tag video on Tuesday because that is the day before we are getting ready. And I don't know if there'll be an index card. So if I can get an index card in this week, for sure I will. Meanwhile, big hugs to all of you, and thank you so much. Let me know what you think about what cover you prefer. Bye, guys.